Anyone that's covering the Nolan Wells case, if the Hudson family or anybody with that piece of shit lawyer is trying to take you to court, have no fear. You have the audio call to back you up. We have more evidence on them people than they have on us. It's over. It's over. They came out with that interview. It's over. It's time for us to bury them people legally. You heard? Let me get this title real quick. This last interview has officially ruined their career. No lie. Now we know the truth. You understand what I'm saying? We know the truth. We know exactly what happened. And how do we know that? We know that through the audio call. It's that simple. You understand me? So, give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. My girlfriend got up to use the bathroom real quick. All right, so listen, guys, if you're a content creator, don't worry about going to court because your strongest evidence is the audio call. So, any piece of content information you've been creating, doing, whatever the case may be, you're just fine. Nobody in court can do anything to you. You hear me? Um, we have the audio call. We also have the interviews. So, what does that mean? That means that Warren Hudson can file a lawsuit against me 100 times and he's gonna lose 100 times. The Hudson family, you could get Katie, his mom Katie. You could get the Seymour family. You could get the Hudson family. Matter of fact, let's put up our houses on it. Let's go ahead and bet money. Warren Hudson, let's put money up. I'll get a public defender to beat the shit out of that worthless piece of shit lawyer you got. How's that? It's simple, easy, easy money. Let's go to New York. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's take it to the Supreme Court. Easy. With that last interview, listen, guys. With the last interview that they just got done uploading, they're fucked. They're fucked. And we need to talk about Pinky Panda on TikTok stated that Katie had a white hat on, right? If Katie is on this boat, guys, the boat that I have here on the background, right, right here, the boat that I have right here, right? If you see the boat right here, is that Katie with the white hat and her swimsuit? I'm gonna show you guys over here real quick. Is that Katie with the hat and the swimsuit? Because this is gonna get uglier, guys. I'm trying to tell you, this was a murder. This was a planned murder, guys. This was a planned murder, and whether Katie knew that they were gonna do this or not, she's still a witness. Yeah, so it looks like a murder case. It looks like all of this was planned out. And I'm gonna tell you another reason why all of this was planned out. Because nobody has any remorse. Nobody has any guilt. Nobody feels bad about the situation. Nobody's crying about the situation. This was all planned out, guys. You know, you can have two friends, right, that might not get along at all whatsoever. Right? You might end up with two friends that don't get along with each other in life, right? And those two friends might fight, might get into arguments or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna tell you what can happen. This has happened to my neighborhood in Philadelphia before. A homicide. Even if you have two friends that don't get along and one of them decides to kill the other, you're going to show some type of emotion. You're going to show that what happened is fucked up and that you wish you could have avoided it. And you're going to come out and speak the truth. But because they're not telling the truth, the more evidence we get, the more it looks like it was all a plan the whole time. Because you can have two friends that don't get along, and if one of them killed the other, you're gonna cry. You're gonna have some type of emotion. You know, you might not understand why they did it, but you're not gonna stay quiet. There's over 7 people on one boat. There's a picture taken from another boat. There's over 10 people involved, like, that know exactly what happened. There's over 10 people that were there and know exactly what happened. How we know this? Okay, no problem. Well, they decided to interview with Brandon Tatum, and they decided to say that video, that picture that you see right there, they decided to say, which we've thought about, that Wyatt right here, as you can see, let me go and click right here. Wyatt is on the phone call with Cito. Wyatt is on the phone with Cito right here. So they said on the interview that Wyatt is on the Cito phone call during this moment. Okay? All right, no problem. If we look at this video, there's about 7 people on this boat. Let's just say that for some particular reason, Nolan was not on that boat. Completely fine. Who's taking the picture from the other boat from the other side? Is it Bart? Is it one of his friends? Bart had multiple people on his boat too. What if Nolan ended up on Bart's boat? They jumped him, they murdered him, they did anything that they wanted to, right? And when they finally pulled up next to this boat, that's where we hear people acting, or panicking, stating, "Oh my God, is he dead? Nolan, wake up." They mentioned Nolan's name more than once. So go ahead, Hudson family, take me to court. Y'all need my address? Go ahead and email me or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hard to find. Lunaticmenace at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Tell your lawyer to send the paperwork. I wanna come out on CNN, NBC, all that shit. Come on, bring the lawsuit, cause I'm a trash the shit out of Mississippi. Let's go, bring it. It's not that hard to do the math equation here with variables. You understand me? So if that boat has 7 people, and out of those 7 people, none of them was Nolan Wells, why on the phone call, y'all screaming Nolan, Nolan? Answer me that. Why is it that on that picture, that video, you see up to 7 people, 2 females included, and during that phone call, if you so say that during that picture or video, why it is on the CTO phone call, why during that phone call do all your friends or all them people scream, Nolan, wake up. Oh my God, is he dead? Is he dead? Nolan. So yeah, Hudson family, I'm waiting for the lawsuit. Come and get my ass. I'm gonna get a public defender to beat the shit out of that piece of shit lawyer you got. Bring it. Bring it. Because we got all the evidence that we need, baby. That audio, that's all we needed. You guys didn't think that these companies that have call centers and that have great technology to listen to everything in the background to understand if there's a domestic dispute or violence, so they can get either the police out there, get in contact with 911, to get in contact with the Coast Guard or whoever they got to get in contact with. You guys thought that they wouldn't hear your friends acting that way, screaming or panicking. Well, guess what? We have the audio, baby. We got the audio. So take me to court. Take me to court, Hudson family, Seymour family. I would love to see this shit play out. Y'all not fooling us. You guys can lie all you want to your family, to your piece of shit race, to this country, to the media, but we ain't no fools. We know exactly what happened. And the more information that comes out, the more it looked like it was planned all along. So bring it. I'm gonna crash out every day. Let's do it. Every day from now on. I was holding back on going for like long lives and whatnot. I was trying to cut it short all the time, and less than an hour. Fuck that, yo. Fuck that. Tomorrow, if I get on, I'll probably get on for 12 hours. Who gives a fuck anymore? You know what I'm saying? Besides, I'm trying to get the fuck out of this piece of shit state, California, anyway. So maybe this will help me get the subscribers and the views and the likes that I need so I can move back to Philly. A real city of diversity. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate all the people that have subscribed to me. In the last I already had over 2,000 subscribers, but when I started doing this, I ended up getting like another 50, another 40 subscribers. So I do appreciate all of you guys. Much love. Honestly, this is not about me. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for none of that stuff, and I could care less about getting paid for it. I don't monetize. This is more about justice and putting people in their place. I'm sick and tired of this country doing the nasty shit that it does. And it's okay. People think that, yo, you can't think, negative, and you can't do this and you can't do that. The fuck I can. I ain't got no kids. You got it fucked up. I got nothing to lose. If I could go down to Mississippi and tear that fucking town tomorrow, if I could tear it down, I would. Trust and believe, I would. And guess what? That doesn't stop me from doing that in the future. It doesn't stop me from renting a U-Haul. It doesn't stop me from renting a car and just plowing people in your racist piece of shit state and town. You guys got it fucked up. There's a civil war coming up. We're long overdue for a civil war. And whether it's the Civil War, whether it is the Iran War, I would never represent this country in a war. Never. I've always said it. I don't stand for racism. I don't stand for the slavery that happened. I don't stand for the LGBT. I don't stand for the illegal immigrants that get rights or get more or have more rights in this country than the black people who actually fought for the civil rights and lived longer in this country. So no, I will never, ever put on a uniform. And if I do, guess what's going to happen to the military? They're going to get blown up or backstabbed. Because I would never fight for this military. I would never fight for the white trash of this country. Never. I'd rather represent every other country that they have attacked. That's what I will do. You can get the FBI. You can go call the FBI. You can report me to the fucking government. You can report me to the fucking Department of Homeland Security. Fuck white people. I'm crashing out this week. Fuck everybody. And I hope that we start pulling massacres. And I hope that our black communities and our Puerto Rican, Dominican communities understand exactly what the fuck is happening out there so we can stop killing each other and just start killing them. Because that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to stop targeting each other, and we need to start targeting the white trash, the vice presidents, the owners of fucking corporations and companies. That's what we need to do. We need to destroy talent acquisition. We need to destroy anybody with administration or management privileges in companies. Yes, that's exactly what we need to do, especially if they're the color white or Asian. That's what we need to do in this country. And it's unfortunate that we have to resolve violence with violence in a country where we can't find justice. So we got to turn to violence. Because we wouldn't go straight to violence as a resolution if there was justice in this country. But because there is no justice in this country, sometimes you just got to kill motherfuckers and pull a massacre. Very unfortunate, right? It's gonna get even more unfortunate. You know, it's crazy, bro. Crazy, because they lying. They lying to everybody. They're talking about, oh, well, wouldn't you see Nolan there? Wouldn't you see Nolan on the boat? That interview is shitty, but you know what? The more they interview, the more lies they give us, the more we can use that against them. Especially when our evidence is the audio call. I honestly think everything points back to Bart, and I have a few things on why that is, right? So let's talk about it real quick. During this audio call, they yell out or say, "Damn it, Bart." Bart is not on that boat, but they say and yell, "Damn it, Bart." Whose boat do you think the picture or video is taken from? If I had to guess, if I was doing an equation with variables, I would say the picture And video here was taken from Bart's boat because this is the Triton. What else did Bart do to try to cover his name? He went in the Garmin GPS feature and he decided to delete the tracks, right? So then when they went ahead and investigated the GPS system, they got the track for the other boat, but they don't got the track for Bart's boat. Go look up the information. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, regardless of how hard is to point out who's more guilty here, who actually killed them, if he was jumped, all of that, this was all planned. Especially if that's Katie in the picture right there. This was all planned. All of it. All of it. But those three things, those three clues, is what make me think that Nolan was on Bart's boat dead when he pulled up during that sea tow call. But the fact that Warren keeps opening his mouth and lying with this timeline stating that Nolan wasn't on the boat during the sea tow call and all of that stuff. Matter of fact, listen, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, guys. This is the simple shit. I love when I keep it simple, right? They've been on the internet watching and paying attention to what everybody's been saying to the point where they're scared. Okay? These guys are scared and had to do another interview. They felt like they couldn't do an interview with no one else. They got another interview with Brandon Tatum just to talk about the Cito call so they can clarify or say, you know, this picture, this video was during the Cito call. Do you see Nolan Wells here? He wasn't with us. But you guys mentioned Nolan Wells and the name Nolan more than once during the Cito call. That's embarrassing. Lying on the internet, on YouTube, on an interview for your mom only to be embarrassed when we catch your ass. When we catch your ass, Bart, Warren, Wyatt, and I don't know the other 7 or 10 people that were around. But when we catch your ass, your parents are going to be so embarrassed. They're going to be so embarrassed that they've been defending you for this long, and that at the very end, they couldn't keep you safe, and they couldn't bribe the judge, and they couldn't do anything to save you from going to prison, where you belong. Mississippi pigs. That's what these people are. The Mississippi honky pigs. They decide to address the controversial Cito audio and the accusations surrounding the call. Wild, bro, that they're lying to us. Wild. And you know what? That one kid, I don't know if that last name is Spanish or not. There's this, he looks like he's like weak as fuck. This guy right here. This guy right here, oh yeah. If y'all been following, you would know that on social media, he posted on there, when your parents ask you, how was your day? And you say, okay, knowing that what you did can get you 10 years minimum in prison. Yeah, that guy. That guy probably has something to do with it. I can't really identify the people on the Triton, but I don't see a long haired guy like that on the Triton itself. That guy was probably on Bart's boat. That little long hair to the neck area guy. This guy right here. Yeah, that guy probably has something to do with it also. Talking too much on social media. Investigate his ass. They didn't put the names of who they are. There we go. Here's the funny part of this video again. This is, baby, put the equation up. I'll solve it. Give me the variables. Oh. Look how easy math is. Where do you see Bart's name? Can somebody point? Will the real Bart stand up? Will the real Bart stand up? Wow. So we got Morgan Seymour. We got Jax Pitalo. We got Warren Hudson. And the piece of shit lawyer, Edward. The piece of shit lawyer, Edward. But we don't get an interview with Bart. Y'all notice that? All the clues that I'm getting, man, everything that I'm seeing. When I do the math, everything points to Bart. Everything points to Bart. GPS erased. The audio call, damn it, Bart. The picture video that shows the Triton, where is it taken from? Who's taking it? And we're pretty sure that that boat also had more than 5 people. And not an interview with Bart? Can somebody find an interview of Bart for me? This is ridiculous, man. And we still don't have an arrest 30 days later. More than 30 days later. America's a joke, guys. We need to stand up. This is straight bullshit. They're feeding you bullshit. And every single one of them needs to be charged for conspiracy.
Warren checks. We have one. And so I talked to Warren.
So let me
And so
just get let me take a screenshot of this because I since I'm doing a little slideshow PowerPoint presentation. Let me go ahead and take this so we can remember their faces, their name, and how all of them should be charged once we actually find out who's guilty behind this crime, shall we? Give me a second here. Let me take a screenshot. Let me take a screenshot. Thank you very much.
we have one.
Now, I don't want to listen really to the interview. I know a lot of people play the interview and everything. I don't really want to watch the interview because I know that they're lying. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It's what the fuck it is. I want to talk more about this picture, this video that we've all seen here. There's two females. One, two. And there's about, when you count, there's about 7 people on that boat, on the Triton. I'm only speaking facts, people. Everything is pointing to the same person. That phone call is what fucked all of them up. I wonder if you guys saw the bloody nose, the bloody nose that Warren brother ended up with. I think that was a real picture. Somebody was covering that today. Or yesterday. Yes. Yeah, man. This picture and video says more than what we know. We don't see Nolan Wells in that picture or video, but that doesn't mean that he's not necessarily with them or on the boat, unconscious, with or without a heartbeat, whatever the case may be, on the boat from where that picture is taken from the other side. Do the equation, guys. When you write out the math with variables, make sure that you take a look at everything. Everything. So they're gonna, and there's not a lot of boats around them, and so they want to say, oh yeah, well the video and the picture, you know, that's on the internet shows Wyatt on the phone with Cito. It shows that boat, the Triton. Yeah, Wyatt holding the phone with Cito on that call, but it doesn't show the second, third boat. It doesn't show Bart. I don't like it one bit. They lying to us, guys. They lying to us, and you know, social media, Google, YouTube, everybody. They don't want this information out. What's helping is the people actually, pushing the algorithm, covering the topic, talking about it every day. Make sure y'all do the same. You know what I'm saying? So do what y'all gotta do. Starting tomorrow, I'll probably just get on live and just stay on YouTube live. If, man, this is crazy. So it's kind of hard for. There's a lot of things that could have happened, and it's kind of hard for anyone to have an exact perfect story to what did happen, which is fine. It doesn't matter. They took a person out there and they murdered them. It was planned, and now everybody's lying. Conspiracy. Period. However, there's a lot of reasons maybe on why they did take the body with them. Who knows if they even used like facial recognition or his fingerprint to unlock his phone. There's different things that could be done. So yeah. We're gonna eventually get answers. They're gonna try to cover this up, guys. The only way, listen, the only way that somebody solves this and get these kids locked up, because everybody was in on it. The entire KKK clan was in on this, guys, for sure. You know, people can start rumors and things like that, but for sure, no, this is for sure, no lie. Everybody was involved. Police, everybody. And the FBI, let me tell you something. The FBI of that side of whoever handles Mississippi, they're not gonna do nothing. Somebody else has to step in. Somebody else has to step in, bro. They're not gonna try to get involved. They ain't doing shit. It's not that hard to actually understand exactly what happened here and to pretty much charge people for a conspiracy murder where everyone is lying and there's evidence of an audio stating the victim's name repeatedly more than once. Nolan wake up at one point. Nolan by itself. You guys have heard the audio. And unfortunately, I'm starting to lose faith. I'm starting to lose faith in this bullshit government system and this, you know, so-called incident accident that they want to say that happened and that nobody's guilty. That's all bullshit. Because we have the evidence and that's all we need to charge every single person on that picture during that sea tow call. If you identify every single person on that boat, on that Triton, all seven should be charged with conspiracy of murder, including Bart. That's not on the picture. Y'all see how that work out? The first snitches you're gonna get are gonna be the females. They're not gonna probably be able to handle being in jail, prison. You'll get your snitch. You'll get your story. If you you want to write a book and become successful in life, and you work for the law, you work for the government, you're in the FBI, whatever the case may be, you should do what's right. You'll be able to sell over 1 million copies in less than a week. Crack the case open. Stop being a fucking coward. Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Stop bullshitting. It's been over 30 days. Dr. Hudson looked like he fucking be going to a KKK meeting 3 times a week and shit. Ain't that right, Mr. Dr. Hudson, whatever the fuck your name is? Warren Hudson's father. He looked like he definitely put on that costume with his with his big pig looking ass. Motherfucker look like a fucking pig. They've always shown us the picture of that little ass toe. But they don't show us Bart's boat. And you know now they got AI. They'll try to use AI for anything, even to lie in court. Yeah, man. Them kids is lying again. It is what it is. We need to continue pushing forward, asking for justice, so we can be able to understand and know if they want to talk about the motive. We'll see. We'll see what the FBI, the people that couldn't catch Nancy, the people that still can't find Nancy's killers. Y'all know who they are? The failed Bureau of Investigation. The Failure Bureau of Investigation. You heard? They haven't found Nancy. Because, I mean, and we, like, anybody could have told you should have been looking in Mexico. What is it, 2 hour drive? Come on, bro. What are you? What are you, stupid? You work for the FBI. You that stupid? Nancy fucking disappears, and you don't look in Mexico. You just continue looking in Phoenix. You're a fucking idiot. Everybody in the FBI are worthless pieces of shit. You could tell them I said that. Fuck you, federal government. Fuck you. Fuck USA. Yeah, fuck the FBI. Y'all mad. All you pussies is mad. All you pussies that work with law enforcement, fuck you. You're all mad. Y'all a bunch of failures. Failure Bureau of Investigation. You caught Nancy's killer yet? Oh, alright. Thank you very much. Alright. You could catch Nolan Wells' killer, but you're gonna waste another year, 5, 20, 10, 100 to know who killed Nancy. Good job. You ain't never gonna find out. You ain't never gonna find out unless one of those people that helped is not getting paid, decides to snitch at the very end. But we highly doubt that that's gonna happen, even though TMZ said we received an email, yada yada yada. This TMZ has no credibility. They're worthless pieces of shit. So fuck TMZ, you know. But yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about that for a second. You know, now that I brought that up, you know what I'm saying? We expect the FBI to actually help on this case, and they can't even figure out who fucking kidnapped Nancy and who killed Nancy. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Yo, the FBI, the Failure Bureau of Investigation, that's their new name. Something so simple that they can work on, and not even 30 days, they could solve this case. They never answered one question in the interview. Listen, I don't even want to watch the interview. I'm so disgusted. Like I don't. I probably if I watch basically other content creators, and since I know that they're gonna cover it, at least a little bit here and there, or the important parts of it. I did see the part like somebody was covering it yesterday, and I saw the part where Warren decided to talk about the video, this little video, and Cito call supposedly not showing Nolan, and I'm like, okay, well, I already came to the conclusion of that. If there's another boat. You had this story about 30 people. Whose other boat is that? Oh, that's Bart's boat. Bart told you, right? Oh, and Bart brought people also along in that trip, right? So most likely Bart had over 5 people on his boat. So over 10 people should know what happened to Nolan Wells. Over 10 people should know what happened to Nolan Wells. Yeah, they're definitely making fools of themselves. And when they go down, I, I want them to go to prison. I want all of them to go to prison. I want to see their parents cry in fucking court. It's, and be embarrassed in front of this country for what they did. Like, ridiculous. To call yourself a friend, show no emotion, shows that this was planned out. That this is crazy. Pinky Panda, right? Pinky Panda says that this girl right here with the white hat and that swimsuit, she says that that's Katie. Yes, it should. It very well should be. So Pinky Panda, there's 2 females on this boat. The other one is to the left of this picture when you see the video and everything. But yeah, more than 10 people had to have seen what happened. And the way the audio call comes out, and I can picture what can happen, it's almost as if Wyatt gets on the phone and Bart pulls up. And then everybody's like, oh my god, is he dead? Yada yada yada, etc. Nolan, wake up, all this other stuff. And they're simply not telling the truth. They're simply not telling the truth. Yeah, I mean, for me, everything points back to Bart. That's what I think. Because I'm an analytic person. And when you look at everything, it's like, oh, okay, well, that has to be suspect number one right now. You know what I mean? You know, the GPS is erased. The audio where they say damn it Bart. This picture and video that doesn't show Nolan. Doesn't mean that Nolan is not among them or on the boat itself that's taking the picture. He has an interview. We'll see what happens here. That's when they go to. Exactly. I'm just putting things together, like, you know? I just put things together. That's pretty much what I do. I think Katie probably, if Katie's lying, just like they are, she was in on it also. I mean, who knows? We, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a crazy crime among 10 people or more. I be thinking like all kind of different things that they could have done. Obviously, if they did keep the body, like to unlock the phone, people have touched up on that too. You know, there's a picture here. I'm gonna show you right here. It says this could be Nolan Wells' leg. People are now coming forward with information and photos. So, do you think this could be true right here? That you see that picture? Like that could be his leg, and he could be like laying down. I don't have Facebook, and I'm trying to basically stay away from that, and I'm trying to basically inspire, motivate somebody to start their own, because I'm sick and tired of Mark Zuckerberg and all these, you know, people pretty much. And that does, look at this part. If that's his foot, I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in. It looks a little dark. Yeah, it looks a little dark. It probably isn't. I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm just questioning the toe itself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the number one piece of evidence. And if that's the number one piece of evidence, and you're lying about a timeline and everything that happened, and you're trying to hide, you know, the information, and you didn't help your friend, your so-called best friend, then the yeah, I know, I know. That's definitely not a good look right there, huh? Oh wait, this guy. I think this guy. Okay, so this guy might be this guy. Hold on, that guy. Let's see. Yeah, so this guy here, it's this guy. The physique from earlier, the picture, the shorts, I think these match. He has different shorts on. If sometimes I question if this picture, that video, whatever, that picture is actually even from the same day. Sometimes I think it isn't, but I don't know, the shorts. You know what I'm saying? Man, they're gonna put you on the defamation list. Nah, that's what I want them to do. You know what I'm saying? They could put me on the defamation list, and I'm gonna take that audio to court, and then I'm gonna be like, "Give me the video where you're talking about that Nolan is not with you," and then I'm like, "Your Honor, these motherfuckers are lying under oath. Lock them the fuck up." Hey, put me on the defamation list, Hudson family. Lunatic Menace, they already know. I told them. They should know by now. Lunaticmenace at gmail.com. Put me on that defamation list. I'll see you in court with a public defender, y'all heard? Edward ain't got shit on me. I'm gonna show up to court with that audio. With a boombox. I'm gonna fight the power. I'm gonna fucking come in with a boombox. Fucking public enemy number fucking one. Blasting it in church. In court. Shit. Come in with a suit and a boombox. Talk about fight the power. Fuck that, yo. Also, they see. Oh, nah, I don't know that on the boat. Oh, Chuck D. Huh? Yeah, yeah, for sure. But we only see one boat. Once that CTO call happens, and um, they decide to record that little video, Snapchat or whatever, and also probably take a picture and whatnot. Once they do that, I pretty much question every other boat that Warren spoke about. You're telling me that Bart had to tow you out, but in your story, you're also speaking about having about 30 people and 3 boats going down to Horn Island. See what I mean? So, yeah, you can show me the Triton all you want, but you're not showing me the other pictures. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll interview Warren on oath, under oath. Let's go to court. I'll interview you right under oath. I'll tell my lawyer to ask you all the right questions. I got all the right questions. I got all the questions that Brandon Tatum don't want to ask you. I got them. You see what I'm saying? I got all the questions. Yeah, man. That's the way it looks. It looks like, it points to that guy. It definitely points to Bart. Like, if I do the math, I don't know if I can play that. Very suspicious behavior in I don't know. I feel like Nolan could probably be darker than that. Maybe. At the same time, the sunlight, you know what I mean? Hey, who knows? It isn't a funny angle. That picture looks like it's on a funny angle. And I just want you guys to understand that there's a lot of evil people out there, people of bad faith in this country. Um, they can constantly share information amongst themselves through a private link, through an application such as Discord. Discord is one of the nastiest applications for white folk. worldwide. That's not a lie. I'm not lying to you. Okay, they can share whatever they want amongst themselves. They can do human trafficking if they wanted to. All right, nobody is tracking the things that happen on Discord. Let's just put it that way. All right. So if they wanted to share amongst themselves video, upload video, pictures, um, and pretty much have a space where they can talk about what they did and brag about it, they can. I'm so what I'm basically telling you is that these guys, if this was planned and everything, which to me, based off emotion, it looked like it was all planned. If what they did was like a ritual, whatever, and they recorded to pictures and did all of this, and it was all planned for them to upload it and brag about it on the internet, somehow, some way, amongst specific people and everything, they can most certainly do that through private links that they can create through an application, a website called Discord. Discord is one of the nastiest application ever built. Okay, so I'm just giving you a heads up. Like that's how nasty this can be. Yeah, for sure. Like um, so we don't know. Let me see this picture right here. Whoa, zoom in. Damn, the way that picture looks there looks like unfiltered, or is it like an edit? Man, that should look crazy. That should look weird right there, yo. For sure. Let's see this TikTok real quick. I want to see what this one says.
Remember the picture of Nolan Wells allegedly on a start. Do you notice this
Let me take a look
line
real
here,
quick.
which would show that it's being anchored down? But what does that mean? The actual propellers are not in the water, which means the boat is stagnant. It's not moving. But then why do we have waves right here? Why do we have waves right here? Just for reference, this is what a boat looks like when it's anchored down and it's not moving. You don't see any waves, do you? You don't see any movement of that boat or any inertia on that. It's another one for reference. You see how the boats are just anchored down? Do you see how there's no waves, like it's moving in a specific direction? If the one's an additional reference, the glacier boat is actively moving.
His I don't know. His video looks fucked up. It doesn't look right. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, well, we'll see. A photo allegedly showing another one's a home after the boat left. It was not him. Let me see.
Hey guys, I'm just here to debunk a photo that was going around.
So I have two different pictures I'm going to show you. The first one is here. Now, as you can see, there's people both in the
Some people believe that.
Sadly, Cat Williams.
Some people believe that.
Have you seen this crazy video? I don't like it. I don't know if it's made with AI, but this is a nasty video. Um, the thing is, like, hold on, let me see. Let me go with the volume here. See, because this could obviously that's not where they found them. They didn't find them under sand and whatever. But this obviously looks like AI of like the fight a little bit, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, but she has that swimsuit on. This guy is dumb. That's why Pinky Panda is doing a better job. This, oh, I'm sorry. Um, so there's a video out there of the boys on the island, and they're like tossing a body around and everything. But let me see. Let me move this. I hate TikTok. Let me see. So, or if not, you know what? Let me just share the screen. Present here. I'm on. Oh, I need to open up Chrome though. Let me take this link real quick. Hold on. Let's see. All these favorites. So there's this video, right? Let me share the screen so you can hear it. Well, it's fake. It's fake. Because like when you put everything together, like audio and how can I say, when you put the audio and the video, everything all together, you know it's fake. Like it's a fake video. But to this guy, I don't know who the hell this white guy is. What happened to? Oh, here it is. Let me share this one. There we go. Alright, now that this one got audio.
Of the boys being towed on the boat as alleged. So y'all have confirmation that that is actually from that day? TMZ, who says allegedly like nobody else in the world, and has lawyers on their team.
There's like a whole bunch of like fake videos. There's like a lot of bad videos on. That's why I don't like TikTok that much. And I don't like the AI. There's a lot of AI videos out there. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much is just repeating information or having AI talk and all this other stuff. Like that's terrible. I like listening to the content creators who pretty much just like looking for information or talking about the information, the evidence, everything that we got, you know. But yeah, man. I mean, we need to figure out how these people, how these people operate. This lady, oh my gosh, she's
Hey,
a
Nolan Wells deniers. That his friends told the cops that they didn't know the
boom.
girl that he went with. Weird how in Warren's little interview he fails to mention that he spoke with the deputies and
And so here's the deal. Also, that other guy that did the interview with Brandon Tatum, Tristan or whatever his name is, he's also a liar. I think he was the one with the red trunks in that picture. I don't know though, but um, he's also a liar because during that interview process or whatever whatnot, you know, he said that Nolan met Katie there on Horn Island for the first time. That's nasty work, bro. That's yo, that's yo, like seriously, we need the best journalists out there right now that wants that money to really step up. And what pisses me off is all these fake ass influencers, all these people with YouTube channels and Twitter pages, and they got all these followers, they got all this power, but it takes you and me to talk about the situation and try to make it go viral. Like, nasty work, man. That's nasty. Like, you know, it's crazy how this world works, man. People rather argue about something else than to actually understand that right now we need to be fighting for justice, and that this case is probably a lot bigger than what people actually think. And the crazy part, yo, the crazy part is that days later they found that other lady, you know? And that's ridiculous, yo, that Mississippi gets away with this bullshit. Like, no. They need to do a very thorough investigation of what satanic bullshit ritual, whatever they doing out there, what is it that they're doing out there to people based off racism? Like, what is going on? See, cause see, them kids or whatever, them teenagers, they could have been jealous of Nolan Wells, but then you're gonna tell me that within the same month, days later, you just find some lady hanging from a tree? Like, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
several friends claimed they didn't know the girl he left with. Right here, 1:30.
Boom. She spoke to police at 1:30 in the morning.
In the morning, even though they were supposedly texting with Katie, right? Didn't get their story straight yet. Right there, in black and white, the boys lied. Or are we going to pretend that this isn't evidence too? I'm not the kind of person that engages in drama.
Oh, you see, we lining it up. We listen. Anybody who's a content creator and is on that list, on the defamation list or whatever, y'all need to take all of this. Make sure y'all get all of this so y'all can present it in court. This is they lying. What are we saying? We're letting the world know, the entire world, on YouTube, social media, that these teenagers are lying about this crime that they committed. That's what we're doing.
You're trying to gaslight people about the Nolan Wells case on top of insulting my intelligence. Well, then I'm going to have to drag you. Let's just go ahead and read this section of the report together. together out loud, and then I'll play you her take, and you can tell me if it's full-on gaslighting or not. Approximately 138 hours on July 5th, 2026, Barone spoke with Ocean Springs Police Department regarding the complaint and advised that JCO would be taking the lead on the case. Barone also spoke with JCSO Lieutenant Odom, the shift supervisor, who said that they had taken the initial report. He said his deputies had spoken with several friends that traveled to the island on the vessel with Nolan, and that when they left, he was in the company of an unknown female, and that he chose to remain on the island.
That doesn't say the voice on the house. It says that two officers spoke to each other at 1:30, and the one officer relayed to the other officer what the individuals had said at that time. Not the police spoke. Is that what I got? The mic is reading the comprehension of people. It's reading comprehension of art. It's reading comprehension of art.
All right, we're gonna debunk her statement real quick, because was it really that hard to report Nolan missing before midnight, before 11:49 at night? Did his friends bother on doing that? His so-called best friends? No, they didn't. They didn't. They waited to as late as possible to contact the mother for then her to make the report.
I'm really trying to understand why it's been a document.
Facts. Yo, what? All content creators need to get together on a StreamYard and just go ham. Like, they need to, like, lay out all the facts that they're gonna bring to court, and to let Edward know that he need to go back and hide in a closet, because ain't nothing gonna work on court.
Comprehend what the words are saying in the document.
Yeah, is reading comprehension that hard, Tiffany? Because you're trying to say that the deputies didn't speak to the boys, and that the boys aren't lying about Katie being an unknown female, nor are they lying about saying that they didn't speak to the police until July 7th. So let's break this down together. If
With
Nolan's
pictures.
mother called the Marina Dispatch at 11:49 on July 4th, then 1:3800 hours would be July 5th, 2 hours later. The MDMR lieutenant then spoke to the Ocean Springs Police Department, and then spoke to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, who was taking the lead on the case. Lieutenant Odom, who was the shift supervisor, took the initial report. The Sheriff's Office told Lieutenant Colon that his deputies had spoken with
several
of his
friends.
that had traveled to the island on the vessel.
So they lied to law enforcement on July 5th. Several friends, not three, not four, several friends lied.
So that means between 11:30 and 1:30, the deputies spoke to several friends. Those deputies then reported back to Lieutenant Odom, who then relayed the message to the Marina's lieutenant. Now, it's safe to assume that the first person that they would talk to would be Warren, who is the one who reached out not only to Nolan's mother, but the Coast Guard, who knew that Nolan's friends all knew Katie because Warren said that they were all text messaging her the next day. So not only did Warren lie
Yeah,
about all the
I heard about that. I heard that, since they all connected, they all know each other. Their grandfather or great grandfather, whatever, had a pharmacy and all that. Everybody's connected regardless in them towns. That, they knew exactly who would be on shift. And that's the reason they waited all that time and everything. Yeah, for sure. I seen that one.
the police until July 7th.
That's what I'm saying. She broke down the case, like, I know she was really interested in this case when she showed the whole LinkedIn, like she went down the rabbit hole. She showed the LinkedIn connections and everything, everything. She did everything. I was like, damn.
Clearly lied about this being an unknown female to them. Your excuse.
That's why I think, that's why it's very hard for this case to get resolved because they are all connected. I have a problem with the police department. I feel like the police department got involved. I feel like anybody could have been paid off from that side. And the guy that got interviewed that said he was searching for Christine, the guy from the Navy Cajun, whatever, he stated that he saw the body and that he didn't say nothing, in the beginning or whatever, or the moment that he found out, and that police was actually there, present. So this case is nasty. Like, I feel like so many people are involved that, like, you know that's why I wouldn't trust the FBI, whoever's from that branch, or whoever is the one that pretty much takes the information from Mississippi. I feel like they probably connected,
For that phrasing is that the police just didn't know who this girl was. That Warren or his friends definitely would have told the police about it. And the cops just chose not to include that in their report. But that doesn't make sense because all people in all reports are unknown to the police. This made you look really bad, Stephanie. The absolute nerve of you, Stephanie, to say that you won't engage in like crazy conspiracy theories as if you weren't standing there right next to me during the Karen Reed case of why we're equals. You have no problem seeing the conspiracy when it comes to Karen Reed, yet when it came to Carmelo Anthony or Nolan Wells, suddenly you're ride or die for the people that are giving inconsistent stories. I told her I would be willing to hop on a live with her and we can definitely discuss all these inconsistencies. But I don't think she will because I've been suspecting for a while now that she's being paid by somebody for her opinions. Because there is nobody dirtier in this world than a MAGA lawyer from Florida. And I am genuinely concerned that you are a defense attorney and this is what you do. Because the only other options are either you're the one with a reading comprehension problem or you're a shitty lawyer.
You got him a shitty lawyer.
But I'm done. Because anybody who would take a grieving mother's Instagram post as proof of something over an official report that proves that witnesses are lying is a bad person. Or you can be a good person and admit that you're wrong and apologize to your followers.
Every official document in this case.
See, so this page, it's a little AI. So they use a person's TikTok or whatever the case may be content, and then the rest of it is pretty much AI. Yeah, pretty much. Unless I see a picture or something that I might want to take a look at, I don't. Stay for the video. And yeah, I pretty much go to like another video and things like that. But yeah, as far as this interview goes, I'm not gonna watch the interview. It's just nasty. I'm gonna look at content creators, clip what I want. I'm gonna clip the part where Warren pretty much talks about the situation, the CETO call. Thank you so much for being a dumbass and talking about it and stating that that video is real, that picture is real, because now we can bring up the fact that we don't get to see Bart's boat and everything else alone. The audio call shows that Nolan Wells was around. Okay, His name is Nolan Wells, not Jesus Christ. Okay, you guys were yelling, Nolan, wake up. You guys were yelling, Nolan. You guys know exactly what happened, how it happened, and all of you are lying. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and end my live. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to this guy here. You guys can probably do the same. The Jews. I'm just gonna jump to another live and listen to some content creators. Keep pushing the message forward. We need justice for Nolan and his family. All right, guys. Appreciate your time. Y'all have a blessed one. And thank you.